Hi everybody, and welcome to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. On this video, I have a post for you from Relationship Advice with an update, one from Petty Revenge and one from Malicious Compliance. So if you want to get started with the stories, then just use the timestamps below the video. Now, I'd like to thank all of you that support me and my videos. It really means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And if this is the first time watching one of my videos and you like it, then consider subscribing to the channel and joining us on Discord. Now let's get started with today's stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice, and it's from user ThrowArray Grief Help. My late girlfriend's best friend, 29 female, and I, 28 male, have been sleeping together. Now she's pregnant. Lost my girlfriend over a year ago, a few months before COVID lockdown. She was living with a heart condition and needed a transplant. Didn't make it through, and it messed me up. Still messed up, actually. This is my first time ever losing someone that I love. We were together since we were 20. Her BFF since high school was there for all of it, and she always understood where I was at in grief. Then, COVID made it all even more isolating and depressing. We started chatting often to see how we were doing, got closer. Pretty soon, we were doing movie nights and stuff. Either I came to her place or her to mine. We just needed that comfort. We were helping each other with our grief, but also we became better friends than we were before. One night, we got high and had sex. It was my first time sleeping with someone else other than my girlfriend. We didn't talk for 3 weeks. And then I felt like I missed her, so I reached out. We decided to pretend it didn't happen, but then the next time we hung out, we ended up kissing. And then that just led to sex on the couch. I don't know why we just decided to not acknowledge what this means, only that it feels good, makes us happy, and continue doing it. It's going on 4 months since this happened, and she called me last night freaking out because she hasn't had her period in a while, so I went to her place. I bought a few pregnancy tests, and they're all positive. She's going to the doctor this week, but she told me she's not sure she has it in her to terminate, which means she'll keep the baby, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. She says I'm the only guy she's been sleeping with, but if I feel I need a paternity test to confirm, then she's fine with that. I don't really have any doubts. I know she's an honest person and wouldn't lie to me, but that means I'm gonna be a dad. That means my late girlfriend's friends are going to know we've been sleeping together, and no doubt her family will too. I've already been feeling guilty enough knowing that I am sleeping with someone my girlfriend loved like a sister. Now there's gonna be a baby involved in the mix. Then, we haven't even had an actual talk about what we are because we didn't want to acknowledge what we've been doing. It's a whole mess with everything, and it's like I can't focus on one thing at a time. It's freaking me out. I want to feel happy that I'm gonna be a dad because I know I wanted kids at some point in the future. I always hoped it would be with my girlfriend. I'm sad, guilty, and confused, to be honest. Not sure how I'm supposed to handle any of this right now, on top of everything else. Is there really any right way to deal with this? OP, first of all, I am so sorry for your loss and for everything that your late girlfriend, you, and your late girlfriend's BFF have had to go through. Now, to your situation, it's perfectly understandable that you might feel guilty. You might feel like you're cheating on the memory of your girlfriend or that you haven't grieved enough or something of the sort. But the thing is, you found comfort in somebody that knows exactly what you were going through. You were both going through the same grief. You lost the same person that you loved very much, in different ways of course, and you found support in each other. And through that support, that evolved into a relationship and it became emotional and physical. Now there's a baby on the way, and that's just life happening. I'd say try to work through the problems that you might have with the guilt, so that you can be present if you want to be a dad. And also think about letting your late girlfriend's family know. I think they at least deserve to know, and I'm sure some of them will be happy for you. Some of them might not understand, but what are you gonna do? It's not like you can change anything at this point, so don't even worry about that thing. You can't control people's emotions. What do you guys think? What is your opinion regarding OP's situation? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they had to say. Blonde Warrior says, I am so sorry for your loss, both for you and this woman. Sometimes the greatest tragedies lead to beautiful and unexpected life-giving experiences. If I were you, I would resolve to be a world-class father and the type of man your girlfriend expected you to be. It's not easy, but there's great reward making lemonade from limes. Not everyone will understand, and they don't have to. It's all about attitude when you're faced with difficult circumstances. Good luck. And OP responds, thanks for putting a positive outlook to it. Think I've been mostly focused on all the negatives, so this input is very much appreciated. Smiley face. Hopeful Hopelessness says, to be honest, I don't find this that surprising. Sure, you could have waited to get together with someone a bit longer than a year, but you were going to eventually be with someone anyway. Why not her best friend? Shania Twain fell in love with her ex-best friend's husband after she found out she was sleeping with her husband. He and her had something in common and comforted each other in a time of need, developed feelings, and then married each other. Do you like this girl for real? If you're not using her just to fill a void in your heart, then I think everything will be okay. Of course, you will always love your girlfriend who's no longer here, but she would want you to be happy and love again. If she was looking down on you from above, do you think she'd be mad? If I died and my boyfriend and BFF got together, I think I'd be happy that the two people I loved the most were happy and in love. You both grieved for a year. It's okay. And who cares what people say? And OP responds, I've always liked her as a person. With how things started between us, I've been avoiding if those feelings have changed into something deeper so that I don't feel like I'm completely disrespecting my girlfriend's memory. To feel less guilty about what we're doing, I guess. So can't answer honestly if there are true romantic feelings or not. Gonna have to take some time on that and really process everything. Fork and Knives says, everything's going to be okay. It's perfectly okay to have feelings for her bestie or not. It's okay to want the baby and not want the baby. It's okay to tell people you guys were having sex to cope with the intimacy you've been missing out on since your deceased girlfriend's passing. And if they don't understand, it's fine to let them figure it out on their own or not. Bestie needs your support now. Before you start telling folks, talk with her about how you feel, how she feels, and how you see yourself supporting and co-parenting the child. You guys don't have to be in love, rush love, or have any feelings beyond platonic, but you're in one another's lives now, so you need to sort out the basics as soon as you can. You're going to be fine, she's going to be fine. If you need some help dealing with your grief, there are usually some group talk sessions through hospice providers you might be able to join for support. And OP responds, thank you, I think I needed to hear this. Not just the advice, but the support if that makes sense. This isn't something I can tell anyone close in my life just yet. Definitely know I have to be there as a support because this just turned into a whole bigger deal and she's the one that's gonna be carrying the baby. It's all overwhelming. Yeah, I was going to therapy before but stopped. Maybe might have to start it again. Seriously though, thanks for this. So the community is totally supporting OP and they're actually giving really good advice on that OP shouldn't feel guilty at the moment, that things just happen and that he just now needs to focus on the BFF and the baby that's coming and then see how they move on to telling other people. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this story has an update, so let's continue with that to see what happened after this. Hasn't been that long, I know, just some new developments. First, thank you everyone for your support and advice. I really appreciate it. We talked all day yesterday and then today too, and it's been a lot in just a few days. She's decided she's keeping the baby and I told her I want to be involved 100%. She has her first prenatal appointment tomorrow. She asked me if I wanted to come and I said yes. Having time to actually sit down and process this, part of me is weirdly excited. Initially, all I felt was panic. Then, thinking of the fact that there's a baby that's part me in there, I don't know, it makes me feel happy. Gonna be involved. Of course it gets more complicated with the fact that there are feelings between us. I've let my mind go there, thinking about all our past interactions even before the sex started, how much I genuinely enjoyed her company and how she is as a person, not just because she was my girlfriend's best friend, but just how she is as a friend and a person in general. Didn't let my mind go there before, but I know now that there are deeper feelings that I wanted to ignore. I don't know if going in it was a smart move, but I decided to be open to her about it and confessed how I've been feeling. She's been on the same boat, except she knows her feelings for me are genuine. She's been talking about it to her therapist for a while, but didn't want to say anything since we were sleeping together and didn't know if for me it was just a physical thing. It was a super long talk, honestly. We didn't even notice how long our conversation was. Definitely gonna get back into therapy just to make sure I'm at my healthiest mentally for the baby and get ready to be a parent. Then to just deal with everything that's gonna come out of this. For now, we wanna take things very slow. Try a couple of dates and see where things go. We're always gonna be in each other's lives regardless of what happens. We shared our first kiss. I mean, we've kissed many times before, but this is the first one since acknowledging what's going on. Then today, we had breakfast together. I feel happy and still guilty, like I don't deserve this. I hope therapy is able to help with it. Reached out to my old therapist I was seeing for grief counseling after I lost my girlfriend and got an appointment coming up soon. We didn't plan for this, but here we are, and I really want to make this work between us. Slowly, of course, and I hope therapy is able to help with that and to also be decent parents to our baby. My heart races just thinking about the kiddo and haven't even met them yet. This is the first time I'm really looking forward to the future. There's a lot of complicated emotions, not to mention how everyone else is going to react when they find out about this. Like our mutual friends who were also close to my girlfriend and family. But we've supported each other through everything else, so I'm glad we will have each other to lean on. Again, thank you Reddit. Smiley face. Well, OP, from what you tell us, it seems like you guys are moving forward and you're moving at a proper pace. Now, regarding everybody else and their opinion, there will be plenty of people that will not understand your situation and will probably judge you harshly for you guys being together. Some people may judge you for sleeping with your girlfriend's best friend. Some people may judge you for moving on, well, with guilt, but moving on a year after she passed away. But the truth remains that grief is not the same for everybody. And there's also going to be a lot of people that are going to say that if they were your late girlfriend, they wouldn't like this at all. But that's their own personal projection onto your situation. The fact is that nobody truly knows what would happen, and some people will call this cheating. It's not, because she did pass away, and it's not like you were planning on having a relationship and a baby with this person while your girlfriend was alive. It just happened through grief. In any case, the best we can do is just hope for the best for you and especially for that kid that's coming up and the BFF. So take care, OP. And now, we move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Petty Revenge and it's by user RockerLass16. Block my drive, he'll be late for work. This happened about 25 years ago when I had bought my first house. We had a driveway that was side by side next doors. Each drive was long enough to park 2 cars tandem, so whichever car was parked first could not get out unless the one behind was moved first. Next door was also a young couple, with the man being a typical boy racer of that time and often had his mates around to watch the football and have a beer. I'm a big football fan too, so never minded the noise. However, I returned home from work one day to find one of his mates' cars parked in my drive. I knocked politely on their door to ask them to move. They were watching football in the room right beside the door, with all the windows open, and were quite loud and rude, telling me to F off. I thought I recognized the car in my drive, and when I looked through the window, confirmed it was owned by someone I used to work with. So I called him out by name, which caught him unaware. Asked him again to move it, but he wanted to be macho in front of his mates and told me again to F off. Cue Petty Revenge. I simply left. Parked my car bumper to bumper with his, making it impossible for him to leave in his car, put my music on, and simply waited until I heard their door open about an hour later. It was bliss to hear a few expletives and then a knock on my door asking me to move as he had to leave for work. My simple response? F off, I'm watching the football. He left on foot and came meekly asking for his car the following morning. Ha! Well done, OP. That is some petty revenge, but well executed and properly delivered. Just a page from their book, F off. Simple and straightforward. Now, let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance, and it's from user Smok1. Sorry boss, I can't come in. I've been drinking. A few years ago, my wife was working as an emergency medical service worker in our local township. She got home from work one night after a long day and posted a picture of herself holding an unopened beer and saying, "I needed this." In the picture, you could tell the beer was still closed. A few minutes after she posted her picture, a major storm decided to suddenly roll through. My wife, being the good employee she was, called her supervisor and asked if he needed any help. He said, "No, you can't come in. You posted a picture of yourself drinking alcohol." She objected that the can wasn't opened, and every idiot could see that, but he wouldn't relent. But he said something about how it could be construed wrong. Fast forward a couple of weeks. It had been a stupidly busy day for her, and when she finally got home, she ran over to the shelf that we had a bottle of whiskey on, literally tossed me her phone and said, "Quick, take a picture of me drinking this." The cap was obviously still on the bottle, but she tipped it up like she was drinking it and she posted it online as soon as I gave her the phone back. Her boss called her 10 minutes later and said, "We need you to come back in. We are short-staffed tonight." She said, "Sorry boss, I can't. I've been drinking. Check online." He tried to object that the cap was on, and she said, "Last time I posted a picture like this, you wouldn't let me come in because it would set the wrong precedent. I wouldn't want to do that to you this time." Well, OP's wife is absolutely right by the supervisor's logic, so nothing to argue there. So sorry. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I certainly did reading them to you. So if you did, then go ahead and give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and become a member of our Discord community that just keeps growing, and it is fantastic. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all of the relevant links are in the video description below, so be sure to check them out. And finally, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys enjoy this content, so thank you once again. And having said all that, I will see you guys in the next video.